Catch the latest news on our website tribune.net.ph and follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. You can also subscribe to our YouTube channel, Tribune Now. The Daily Tribune is one with the nation in facing the COVID-19 crisis, and in line with this, the Daily Tribune digital edition and press reader is now available for free online. You can also download the Daily Tribune app on Apple Store for iOS users and Google Play for Android users to get the latest and most comprehensive news online. Daily Tribune is also inviting everyone to join its community Viber Katribu to get updates on the freshest and hottest news and entertainment stories of the day. Tarcito emoticons are also available on our community Viber. Just click on the link in this video to join.
Hello, I'm Pocholo
Hi,
Concepcion,
Poch.
and you're watching Daily Tribune's Entertainment Hour. We're live on Facebook and YouTube, and today our guest is a performing artist, a musician whose connection to his art can be traced to his parents. His mother happens to be the queen of Pinoy rock queen Sampaguita, and his father produced some of the biggest albums and concerts of the 70s and 80s. His dad is Nilo Santos. The union of Nilo Santos and Sampaguita produced our guest today. Don't let his looks deceive you. He's Pinoy na Pinoy. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome Cowboy Santos.
Hi, Poch. Thank you very much. Kamusta kayo dyan?
Okay naman. Mainit ang mga balita. Alam mo yan.
Yes.
But we're here to talk about your being a musician, an artist. Now, I've seen you perform live. And I never got to ask, why Cowboy? Bakit Cowboy? Who named you Cowboy? And why?
It was actually my mom and dad. They, of course, I didn't have a name for a long time, and one day my mom said to my dad, or my dad asked my mom how I was, and then as a baby, and then I think either my mom or my dad, I'm not sure, said, "All is quiet on the Western Front," and then they're like, that's a good name, Cowboy. And then since they were also Hare Krishnas, practicing Hare Krishnas before, it tied in with the whole philosophy of Krishna being a cowherd boy. So that name really stuck like forever, I guess. Yeah, I'm still referred to as Cowboy to this day.
That's your real name, with a K.
With a K, yeah. I changed the spelling when I recorded my material with my band Generation.
Oh, okay.
They wouldn't accept, Facebook wouldn't accept the original spelling, and when I changed the spelling, it all of a sudden accepted the spelling. Yeah, and I have to credit somebody that invited me to a Chinese themed wedding, and they spelled my name with a K, and I thought, hey, that's pretty cool. So I liked it. It stuck, and it gave it like a harder pronunciation.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Oh, tsaka Pinoy.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Cowboy, let's go back in time a bit, no? Can you describe what was your childhood like growing up in Manila? You grew up in Manila,
my
right?
childhood, yeah. My childhood was, I just want to say, probably turbulent. My mom was already famous, and my dad was already into his producing, and they separated when I was really young at 6, and I grew up in the Philippines until I was about 9 years old, and then I moved to the States with my dad and his other family, and lived there for about 12 years, and then I came back to Manila for good. I remember just spending weekends with my mom in Olongapo and being exposed to all the rock and roll that was happening there while I was here until I was 9 years old. And then when I moved to the States, life became quiet there, and I pretty much grew up there, and I forgot about the rock and roll life here for a long time until I came back.
Okay. So you mentioned your mom taking you to Gapo, taking you along to Gapo. Was that your earliest memory of music?
Well, my dad also had a studio in our house. That was my earliest memory of music. But as far as performing and seeing the effect of rock music to a crowd of Marines, Gapo was the one that really gave me that kind of exposure.
So your mom and your dad really they consciously exposed you to the music, parang since that was their life, tama?
Well, you'd think that would be they just put a guitar in my hand and say, this is what you have to be, but it wasn't really like that. I really, especially with my dad, he was strict. He wouldn't really allow us to be there while they were rocking out. So it would be parang bawal to hang out in the studio when all the rock musicians were recording, because of course parang I'm just a child, and it was the 70s. So,
Yes.
so, but, it made me even want to be there all the more. So, yeah, it wasn't really encouraged. In other words, they didn't say this is what you have to be. It just made me want to try and belong with them and try to. I guess if I look at it now, try to get their attention also, uh,
Oh, okay.
and try to belong. Yeah,
But there was a natural curiosity on your part.
yeah,
Uh-huh.
yeah.
At what age did you learn to play the guitar? You're a guitarist. You're basically a
Uh,
guitarist, yeah.
yeah, yeah. I play guitar and I also sing, but I'm a
Yes.
better guitar player. And I started playing guitar actually really late. I visited my mom when I was about 12 or 13 years old for one summer in the Philippines, and that was the time when I really saw her bandmates were hanging around the house, and that was when I could really absorb what guitar playing is like, and that's when I picked up my first guitar at about 12 or 13 years old. And I brought it back to the States, and then I took lessons. I got a part-time job, and I paid for my own lessons. That was part of the deal with my dad. I can do it as long as I pay for it. So I was able to do that, and I got lessons from a guitar teacher. And I also, my most formal lessons was from a student of Joe Satriani. His name's Doug Doppler. And I was able to take about a year of lessons with him one-on-one in San Francisco when I was about 18 years old.
Wow.
Yeah, it was amazing.
He played with Joe Satriani, the guy who taught you.
He was the student of Joe Satriani in
Uh-huh.
GIT. So he was a GIT graduate. So yeah, with it was way too much information for me to absorb at that time. But I was just really glad I was able to do it. He just threw theory in my face, and he talked really fast, and I was struggling to try and keep up because I just wanted to rock and roll basically.
Okay. Did it interfere with your studies?
As far as schooling,
Yeah.
yeah, most definitely. Yeah, it's like uh, it took over basically.
Okay.
And,
All right.
that's all
Just
I
like
needed.
most musicians.
Yeah, that's all I needed.
Okay.
Really.
So in short, you were in your teens when you realized that you you wanted to be a musician. Is that it, or you just wanted to be you wanted it as a hobby? What did you want to do at that age?
Well, it's pretty much that's all I also saw growing up. I didn't really think that I could. I mean, I wasn't really exposed to much else. So yeah, that it's pretty much what I wanted to do. It is a hobby. It is also a way of life for me, and I don't think that I can really not play guitar. It's
It's your
pretty
life.
much my identity, what I do. Yeah.
Okay, I don't want to restrict like talk about genres, but you're basically into rock and roll. You're a rock musician. What is it about rock that you like?
I like rock because it's such a primal emotion. Under the genre rock, there's a rock blues, uh, and and punk and hard rock and the classic rock. So all of that I do enjoy. But what I enjoy about rock is just it's so primal. It can get to the very basic the very basic root of your emotion, your feeling. If you're sad, or if you're angry, or if you're happy. I mean, it gets to express that emotion in the most intense way, the fastest. So that's what I enjoy about it, and of course it's my roots. I really didn't stray far from what I've been hearing probably from my childhood and almost all my life. I'm just naturally drawn to it. It's I try to listen to other things, but I always go back to the same groups and sound basically. Yeah.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we're talking to Cowboy Santos, a Filipino musician. We'll just take a short break. We'll be right back.
All right.
Magsha-shopping na lang ako!
Hashtag 143SM. Call to deliver.
Hello, can you get the following? One pink chair, bed sheets, na pink yung sofa, tapos slide, size 8, pajamas na blue. Oh, don't forget my...
Hashtag 143SM. Call to deliver.
Wait lang, okay ba yan?
Anything at the SM store, ma'am.
Call to deliver. Call.
Kuya, pwede rin ba ako magpa-deliver sa ate ko sa Taguig, tapos sa friend ko sa Davao, tsaka sa... Cancel ko sa Lipa. Okay ba yan?
Kahit saan po, pwede kami
Call
mag-deliver.
to deliver. Call. Hashtag 143SM. Call to deliver. Hashtag 143SM. Call to deliver. Call. Hashtag 143SM. Hashtag 143SM. Call to deliver.
Call na rin kayo.
Call to deliver.
Good morning, sir. How may I help you?
Bakit kailangan ko pang pumunta sa bangko?
Oo nga naman, sir. Ba't kailangan pong pumunta sa bangko?
Why not get a UB app so you can do all these without going to the bank? Bank the way you live. Union Bank.
All right, we're back on Daily Tribune's Entertainment Hour with the Filipino musician Cowboy Santos. Cowboy, let's go talk about your bands, the bands that you joined, no? The earliest was, well, you played with your mom, Sampaguita.
Yeah,
Alright.
that was maybe the earliest exposure I got to really playing in front of a good crowd. I played with my mom for a good couple of years. Before that, I was just jamming with friends. But I was able to take it to the next level. I toured Italy with my mom. And then, yeah, after that, I joined the Blue Rats. It's a blues band for about 8 years. Then after that, I formed another band called Tempestuous Jones, and played there for about 5 years. And then after that, I formed Generation, which was my band with the major label release under Star Records of ABS-CBN.
Yeah, Generation. Is that the one with the Joe Marie Chan's kids? Sons?
Yeah, so two of Joe Marie Chan's kids are there, and the son of Celeste Legaspi also was there.
Oh, okay. How did you hook up with them?
Well, Ige, if you're watching, hey Ige, he was my neighbor, and then he was the one who said, "Dude, you gotta meet Mike Chan. He's like a musical prodigy genius." So I'm like, "Yeah, okay, let's do it." So we jammed, and it was either Ige or Mike that said, "Hey, you guys want to form a band? My brother Joe is moving back to Manila from Bacolod, and he'll probably want to join a band." So I'm like, "Yeah, okay, sige." So we did, and before we were Generation, we were playing under another name in Handlebar for about 2 years, and then we decided to start writing our own material, and then we eventually got picked up by Star Records.
Star Records. Oh, you released an album, right?
We released an album, yeah.
And then-
Self-titled, yeah.
Self-titled album. When was this?
This was in 2014.
When was Pig Dog formed?
Pig Dog was formed about 2 years ago. Yeah, it was pretty much Pig Dog is a combination of Razorback and the Blue Rats, and 3/4 of us have already been playing in bands together for, I want to say, 20 years. Pretty much, yeah. So we've been a part of Blue Rats, then we've formed another band every time Miguel and Trissy would come home from Australia. And then Pig Dog was finally when Tirso Ripoll decided to join us.
And then you've been playing gigs until COVID-19 struck, right? You were quite active.
Yeah, we were. Actually, we were supposed to go on a bar tour, and we had a whole couple of months planned out before the pandemic hit. Our first date was actually right before it all got pandemic levels. We actually had to cancel it ourselves because we thought that it was too risky already. It was around March 15 or something, and I think March 25 was the lockdown, if I remember correctly. Yeah, so we just decided to go ahead and cancel our dates, muna. But yeah, who would have? I mean, like who would have known
Nobody expected.
we'd be here now? Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Cowboy, would you say that the music scene, the local music scene, was alive and doing well before the pandemic struck, right?
Oh, absolutely. There was, we played a lot, and it was thriving, and it was really, really good to see. And not only the music scene, but the merchant scene also. You'd never
Oh,
seen
yeah.
so much gear and availability of like different amps and effects, and everybody's and selling their wares more than ever before the pandemic. So I'd say it was really, like another renaissance almost, like what happened in the early 90s with the bands. So yeah, a lot of diverse artists and everything.
Yes, musicians
Yeah.
could earn a living,
Yeah,
right? As professional musicians.
absolutely.
But how are you coping now? What are you doing now?
Right now, I just stayed home for Christmas and New Year. I'm fortunate enough to not have to depend on a living just solely through music. So I feel fortunate enough. But now I'm just pretty much focusing on learning how to work my gear and everything. I just set up my home studio, and I've been focused on trying to learn how this computer stuff works. So
Oh,
not bad. I got it up and running.
so you've been tinkering with all sorts of gear. in
Yeah,
your
because
man
really
cave.
I'm more on the performance side. I'd rather just get on stage, plug in, rock it out, and physically perform instead of being in the studio and trying to learn how to adjust levels. It takes a lot more patience, and the learning curve so much. So, but I'm forced to do that because there's not really anything else to do as far as focusing on music.
You've Cowboy, you've listened to a lot of albums, watched concerts, met people, Filipino musicians. Can you mention a few of the Filipino musicians that you admire, as well as the foreign ones?
Yeah. Well, first of all, when I first moved back, so I already knew how to play guitar when I was about 13. I moved back to the States, took my guitar there. But it was when I moved back from the States to the Philippines when I was about 18 years old. That's when I decided to take it really seriously. After I saw in the States, you're of course not allowed to go out to a bar until you're like 21. So you're not really exposed to bands and stuff unless you're gonna go watch a concert. And I did watch a lot of concerts when I was a teenager. I'd say I was a Grateful Dead head. I saw them like 6 times with Jerry Garcia. I watched Santana and the Black Crowes, Joe Cocker, all those legends I was able to see. Fortunately, when I was living in the States, and of course, I admire all of them. And then, but the band that influenced me really hard when I first came back here was Razorback. So I saw Dave Aguirre, who was maybe 2 years younger than me, like totally ripping on the guitar, and I was just like, oh my god, this is the level I want to be at. And then of course Tirso Ripoll and Miguel and everybody, and during the days in Calle in Makati, That was a great underground club where also Coco Jam would play, and I look up to June Lupito a lot because he was just had so much finesse and style, and it really made me want to learn a lot quicker and focus really on playing live more. And I've also been, oh, and of course, playing for my mom. She's such a perfectionist that I really had to hone my skills and study Gary Perez's style and licks. And like last year before the pandemic, I was able to play with Wally Gonzalez a few times, and that's always a really good learning experience. And I look up to all these people. Um, he also put out this parang guitar concert where I shared the stage with, like, I don't know how many guitars that was, maybe 9 on in 19 East. That
19
was a
East,
blast.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. At the Thanksgiving gig of Wally Gonzalez, yeah. And yeah, I like Dong Abay is another favorite. He's just great. We got to hang out together in Malasimbo, and and yeah, I've seen newer bands like Franco once in a while. I think they really rock, and it's just I mean, there's a lot. I've had a loss for words right now. I can't mention them all, but yeah, pretty much there's so much talent. It's really humbling to be a
Part of
part of
that.
that.
The Filipino musician is world class. You agree? I mean, we can
Absolutely,
rock
yeah.
out with the best of the world. But what do you think is holding? What are the struggles of Filipino musicians at present?
Probably not being able to support their art as much as other countries, maybe, and other places, like and having to give it up and quit because it's not like life is easier here where you can do something else other than trying to survive, like in other countries. So I think that's a number one thing that's why it really takes a lot to be able to play music here and to be able to put yourself out there and to be able to dedicate everything to it. It's just different. The just the daily commute takes so long, and your gear is not, there's not really that much of a secondhand market here for gear. I mean, there is now, but before, almost non-existent. But it's getting better. But I think that's one of the main reasons why people don't pursue it as much or as hard, because they have to have other means to survive.
All right, we'll take another short break and we'll be right back with Cowboy Santos.
Right.
Click, click, that's it. Never thought self-service can be this slick. Modify plans in a snap, walang hirap, it's a wrap. Just tap the app. Now you can check, view, subscribe, renew. Help and support for you. Out with the ring apps are the in thing, you know what to do. Globe at home and Globe One, all in the Globe app na yan. Self-service and easy to use, mas okay tayo dyan. Globe at home and Globe One, all in the Globe app na yan. Instant response, no hold time pa, wala nang hintayan. Download Globe at Home and Globe One app, all in the Globe app na yan.
Download the Globe One and Globe at Home apps from Google Play Store and Apple App Store now.
Download Globe at Home and Globe One app, all in the Globe app na yan.
Fiverr is the free and secure way to connect with friends and family anywhere. Send messages and make phone and video calls for free. Download Viber now.
We're back on Daily Tribune's Entertainment Hour, live on Facebook and YouTube with Filipino musician Cowboy Santos. Cowboy, we're gonna show you some pictures and tell us something about it.
Yeah, sure.
This one.
I was in Japan, and I googled first where I can find left-handed guitars in Japan, because I know they sell a lot of them, and so we ended up taking the train to this one music store. I actually forgot where it was, but that is a 1976 hardtail Stratocaster, and I was able to play it for a while, and I obviously wasn't able to take it home, because then I would have taken the budget of my whole trip to buy that guitar. It's ridiculous. Yeah, it's vintage. It's a 1976 hardtail Strat. They don't really make that many of them. So, and it's a lefty too. So it was like, wow. Well, I just absorbed the moment as much as possible with that one. Beautiful.
These vintage guitars, do they really sound different from the rest?
Yeah, they do. They sound different. They almost have a different vibe to them, and of course the wood has aged, and it's pretty much like a living piece of art, basically. If it's a really good piece, yeah, for sure. They sound a little bit more resonant, and the wood is dried out and everything, and it's not moving so much, so it's pretty much set. So it really they sound great, and no two guitars sound alike, so it's in the nitty-gritty, really. They do sound different, and people, it's really sought after, and people really go for them.
Next picture.
I was asked to play a Saturday nights here in Alabang, in this place called Acrotiri, and that's MP Martinez and Ryan Peralta. I asked them if they want to form a trio just for that, because Ryan lives near me. So he said he doesn't want to gig far. So I said, okay, so it's just right here. So
okay,
we practiced in my house, and we named it Acro Trio, and we did a couple of gigs, and it was really fun. So that was one of the promo pictures that we put out for that. Yeah.
Oh, your beard's really long in that picture, Parang George Harris.
Yeah.
Okay. Next photo, David. Thank you.
That's my latest band, Pig Dog.
That's Pig Dog, yeah.
Yeah, that's Pig Dog.
Can you
that's
name
Beatrice
each one
Gomez.
of them?
Beatrice Gomez, the singer, Miguel Ortigas, her husband and the drummer, and of course Tirso Ripoll from Razorback, and Johnny Besa from The Breed, and Blue Rats. Me, Miguel, and Tracy and Johnny were former Blue Rats as well. And yeah, this is
that was in
really
1980s, right? 1980s.
Fun band, yeah.
Okay.
Hard rock, yeah.
Last photo. Oh.
Yeah, that is my mom. That is not me in the back. I don't know where this was taken. Looks like an ABS-CBN, I'm guessing, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. Yeah.
What was do you remember most from your mom? Did she say anything, a piece of advice or anything that you associate with your mom? Something that you live by?
My mom would just tell me to just be true to myself, and in the end, it's just all after all the fortune and fame and the whole circus. Just take care of the people that you care about and love, and because these are the same people you will see when the dust settles. So yeah, just to take care of those people that love you. And yeah.
All right.
That's what my mom would say.
Parang ano siya, no? The few times that I was with her, parang ang impression ko with kay Sampaguita is she has a childlike innocence, eh. Parang open, di ba? Mabait.
Yeah, absolutely. She's an angel for sure.
Now, I see those guitars at the back. Can you just talk a bit about them, each one of them, like a bit of information for the viewers,
Yeah. Okay.
musicians who are watching, or
Maybe can I do that a little bit?
yeah.
Um, these are the guitars on the wall. They're not all my guitars, but they're the ones that are in rotation now. So okay, here, this one here. By the way, I'm a left-handed player, so it might look weird to other guitar players and people that don't play guitar. Maybe 'cause it's not a reverse image. I'm actually left-handed, so these are all left-handed guitars. This first one here is
right.
is a Telecaster.
The-
It's an
the one- yeah,
American-made
okay, okay.
Telecaster. Yeah, it's a Sunburst Telecaster with a maple neck.
What year
And,
was that made?
These are all relatively new guitars. I don't have a vintage guitar. My oldest guitar would probably be my Les Paul. It's not here, but I bought it in 1995.
Okay.
And I don't know if that's vintage already because they're starting to call Guns N' Roses classic rock now. So I'm like, ooh, we're
Okay.
getting there.
Medyo, medyo vintage na yan. Okay. All right.
So yeah,
a Telecaster.
it's a Telecaster.
What do you like about the
Self-ex-
Telecaster?
I like the Telecaster because it's pretty direct. There's no frills in it. It's just string to wood and one knob, one volume, one tone, and just a 3 pickup switch. I mean, it's pretty much the very basic electric guitar, and I like it because it's pretty solid sounding and it's really versatile. The next one would be the Gibson SG. This one's a 60s tribute model. It's got P90 pickups. It's the one that Tony Iommi used, and it's also the one that Pete Townsend used in Live at Leeds. This is the model. It's a 60s tribute. It's a mahogany body, and this
one in the middle?
one,
Yeah.
is an American-made deluxe Stratocaster. It has different pickups than the standard, and it's made of not ash wood, but it's alder, so it's a little bit heavier, and it's got different inlays in the neck here. I know you can't see it, but it's like it's a mother of pearl inlays. And then the next one is
The white one.
yeah, that's probably my favorite guitar right now because it's so nice to play. It's an American professional Strat. It came out in 2017, and when I went to the States, I had a guitar in mind that I'd buy. I told myself I'm not gonna buy a guitar unless it's this specific. I said if I find a left-handed white Stratocaster with a maple neck, I will buy that one. If not, wag na. And then I went to a small. I was planning to go to San Francisco to the Guitar Center there because I'd have more chances. But before that, I was in Concord, and I saw another Guitar Center, and then I went there, and then the guy's like, "Can I help you?" And then I'm like, "Actually, yeah." It's like, "What are you looking for?" I'm like, "Well, I'm pretty specific. I'd like a white Stratocaster with a maple neck, but left hand." And he's like, "Oh, you know what? I think we got one in the back." And I was like blown away. I'm like, "What?" And he's like, "Yeah, you want me to get it for you?" I'm like, "Yeah, okay." And then so he brought it out. He's like, "This is weird. We never get these here." And I was like outside San Francisco in a small Guitar Center. I'm like, "Oh my God, I can't believe this." And so my plan was not to get it until the end of my trip, but I ended up lugging that thing around to Canada and then back to the States and everything. So that's a neat little story with that guitar. Super mint.
Is it expensive?
I wouldn't say it's that expensive, but it's also not cheap. It's around 1,500 US.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So yeah, I do take care of it, and it is a little bit of an investment for sure. And then so the other one
last one.
here is a here.
Yeah.
Okay. It's a Epiphone semi-hollow. It's like a Gibson ES335, but a lower model made by Epiphone. John Lee Hooker used to play that model, and I just had it upgraded with the pots and the pickup because it corroded. I left it in Baguio for a year, and wow, the humidity level there is not good for guitars if you're just gonna leave it there.
Okay.
The whole thing corroded, so I had to get it fixed. It plays really well, and it's still good.
How do you take care of those guitars? Like, are there methods? How?
Yeah, electric guitars are a little bit more, let's say, accepting to the climate, where you just have to wipe them down, and then every once in a while you'd want to bring it to somebody that knows how to adjust the neck and everything, because some people know how to do it, but I really, it's better left to a professional to do it, because first of all, you have to have certain tools and experience, and you don't want to be messing up your guitars. But acoustic guitars, if it's too wet in like rainy season, you have to put a dehumidifier in the case, and you just have to watch for certain signs. Mold is a big problem, and wetness in the wood is also a big problem. So you just want to watch out for the signs. Basically, the wood will swell, and then you have to just keep it in a dry room, which is just a room with air conditioning, so they can settle down a bit.
Okay. Pag hindi aircon, that's bad. Or
for acoustic, yeah, I've had binding come off the guitar because it was too wet. Like the glue would actually separate from the wood, and it not good. It's not good. Yeah.
Cowboy, have you tried writing songs? I think you're writing songs, right?
Yeah. Well, my last real writing session was in Generation. I'm trying to write some songs now for Big Dog. I hope we can get to record a few. But my last intense writing session was with Generation, really. But yeah, I do write songs. Yeah, but I'm not prolific. I'm more of a I'd say I just enjoy playing guitar, and I like supporting people who want to play their songs, basically.
Maybe we can hear one song.
Yeah,
from
sure.
you. Now,
Absolutely.
is that okay?
Yeah, you want me to play a song now?
Yes, please. Ladies and gentlemen, a sample from Kowboy Santos,
All right.
live on Facebook and YouTube.
All right. Before I start, I'd just like to say thank you to everybody, especially my Facebook friends, for watching this. I know some of you are tuned in. I can't see any of the names right now, but I super appreciate it. Thanks so much.
Don't
I'll
worry, you
sing a
can
song
post it.
that we wrote back in Generation days called Shine Your Light. So...
All right.
Got a reason to keep on smiling, to keep on laughing when I'm caught in the rain. There's a feeling so unaffected, so unexpected, no words could ever explain. It's all that I need. It's everything beautiful. It's my only creed. So please don't shine your light away from me. See that rainbow up in the sky? See all those colors break out each and every year. But you're the fire that warms me inside. Let's take a journey to the other side. Leave all your worries, regrets buried in the ground. It's so amazing what we could do. We can just surrender to this magic that we have found. It's all that I need. It's everything beautiful. It's my only creed. So please don't shine your light away from me. Shine your light on 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 me.
Yeah. Galing.
Thank you.
Husay. Is that where can people listen to more of? Is that on Spotify, the Generation album? Tama?
Yeah, this one is on Spotify and I guess all the other streaming services like Apple. But siguro the main one now is Spotify, right? So yeah, you can definitely hear that on Spotify, the full recorded version. Yeah, it has another chorus that's a call and response thing. So yeah, we had fun recording it.
Well,
in the hit production studio that used to be in Mylong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
What else? Do you have other songs that people can hear? Like, do you have a page, a YouTube channel where people can listen to your stuff? Or di ba nag-record ka ng videos that for a time you were...
Yeah, mostly that was live stream performances to help raise funds for certain foundations and pretty much my Facebook page, the verified Facebook page is my most active page. I do have an artist page, same name, Kowboy Santos. And my YouTube, I upload once in a while some performances up there. I'm not really super serious into uploading a lot of material, so just pretty much that's pretty much it.
So guys, people watching, that's the real Kowboy Santos.
Yes,
people,
exactly.
Why
It's the real
people,
me. Thank you.
do people doubt that you are Kowboy Santos? Why?
I don't know. I've been accused of using another person's picture and everything, so I think that's really funny. I don't think they think I can speak fluent Tagalog, but I can. So yeah. So this is the real me.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, Cowboy is a family man. Like he's married and he has a couple of cute dogs. Are they around?
Yeah. Ziggy, come here. Ziggy's here.
Okay.
I'll show him.
All right. Yun. What kind of dog is Ziggy?
So yeah, this is Ziggy, my baby boy. And we have two schnauzers and
okay.
They are the love of our life. There he is. Ziggy.
Parang kambal, no? They look the same. They one
one is the mom, the other is the son. Ziggy's the younger one.
Okay.
He's always here every time I play music. He just loves it.
Cowboy, you're very active on social media. I don't know if it's the right term. You're a social media activist, commenting on issues and expressing your thoughts and correcting fake news. Do you think there's hope for the millions of Filipinos who who seem to have become dumb because of their gullibility to what's happening in the country?
Well, I'm not comfortable with the term that I'm an activist, because I think you really have to be doing more to really consider yourself one, rather than being on Facebook. But I just like to say I'm an irate voter, and I'm an irate Filipino citizen, and I don't like what's going on. And yeah, the proliferation of fake news since 2016 was really something I couldn't really not address. And before to, and the parang, I think for me the worst, well, personally speaking, it might sound a little bit self-centered, but they changed the landscape of social media, because pre 2015 social media was all about sharing our lives with each other, until they created a war zone with fake news and threats and everything, and trying to stifle dissent and everything. And I feel that, that has the greatest impact to polarize people even more. And I just didn't like the way that was happening. So I just pretty much call it out as I see it. As I don't really like it. As far as hope for our people, I'd want to remain optimistic and say there's always hope. But I'd also want to be realistic and say that there are people who are hopeless. So they're really, I mean, like there's scientific data to back it up, that people cling to false beliefs even though they're presented with facts that would contradict the beliefs, because of the way their psychology works. So it's really being weaponized to use and polarize people, for sure. And I think that's the worst part about it. Of course, along with their objective, which is to pretty much steal money, basically, and be in power forever. It's just the way it is. Just call it out.
As an artist, you have the right to comment, like, because artists are what you do is a reflection of life, right?
Absolutely. I think, yeah, it's very much a part of an artist to seek the highest truth, whether it's personal or whether it's for all of us together. And if it doesn't resonate with the truth, then it's out there to deceive and to lie to the people. So for me, that's one of the truest missions of an artist, is to just be truth, to say the truth, to find out what the truth is, with everybody, and also yourself, of course. Pretty much, yeah.
Any more parting words, Cowboy?
I just like to say thank you, Poch, for the opportunity to share my life and everything. And I think this is my first in-depth interview, and I'm really liking it, because I'm just here in my room, and I get to reach out to a lot of people. And I hope everybody enjoyed taking a peek at my life and my influences. And I just want to say thank you to everybody who's been so supportive. And thank you, Daily Tribune, for allowing me this platform and the opportunity to share a bit of myself with everybody. And of course, my real face.
Verified.
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 Yeah,
All right.
exactly. Thank you, Poch.
Ladies and gentlemen, we've been talking to Kowboy Santos, one of the country's finest musicians, I would say. I hope people can watch you when it's safe.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, everybody's always
Yeah.
invited. I hope to see everybody when it's safe, and we can start to rock and roll all together again, for sure.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
The interview is available. I mean, it won't be taken down. Like it won't disappear. It's there. You can share it.
Oh, awesome. Okay. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you.
All right.
This has been Pocholo Concepcion on Daily Tribune's Entertainment Hour. Thank you.
Right on.
Araneta City, home to the country's first indoor shopping mall, the world's original Thrilla, and the first ever Bini Bini pageant. Now a place for your first win, your first catch, your first home, your first big break, your first date, and even your first love. Araneta City, the city of firsts.
Bilang bagong mag-asawa, sabay kami natututo sa buhay.
Sabay rin namin inaaral ng mga bayarin sa bahay.
Kahit kami, nagtaka sa biglang laki ng electricity bill namin. Huwag pong mangambang maputulan. Sinisigurado ng Meralco na walang disconnection hanggang September.
Estimated bills lang ang natanggap natin ng March, April, at para sa ilan, May. Dahil sa lockdown, isang tabi to para hindi na maguluhan.
Ang May o June ay actual meter reading na. Kung May, nagka-actual reading, ibabawas dito ang huling reading bago mag-ECQ. Yan lang po ang ating babayaran hanggang 3 buwang konsumo.
Kung estimated reading sa May at June nagka-actual reading, ibabawas din dito ang huling reading bago mag-ECQ. Yan lang po ang ating babayaran. Hanggang 4 na buwang konsumo, walang labis. Tandaan, kung ano lang na konsumo,
yun lang ang babayaran.
ako po si Mateo G.
At ako naman po si Sarah G.
G?
G!